think we're live, Holden. Hello, welcome everybody to Run Pure Sports MLB show. Holden, I don't know.
I'm here now. I'm here. Here's the deal. So I'm not very good at, I don't know how many times you've seen a show and I will come on with the YouTube show in the background and then it'll just have a whole bunch of echo. So I wanted to make sure it was muted before we came on, but we're set now, right? We're all good. Are we on the air? Yes, we are. Wonderful.
Here's my take on the situation. Holden has been feeling undeserved, ungrateful. The people here, the listeners.
Yes.
He wanted to make sure that the opening was as bad as it could possibly be. So he sat it out. He made Title do it, and now everyone realizes the value that Holden brings to the table, because it's certainly not the baseball advice. So now we know.
No, it's not. And then JSU last night, who was hammered off of one glass of wine, was making fun of me. JSU, if you're watching right now, first of all, congratulations. You finally realized what time the show was supposed to start. You only make the schedule up. Second of all, it's nice to see Title here since I wasn't told he was going to be here. He told me yesterday, but JSU didn't. JSU said some hurtful shit last night. Oh, sorry, I got to watch my mouth. But today, JSU is going to get roasted. And it's happening, JSU. Bring it on, baby. You're getting crushed on our basketball show today, the final countdown. And I'm not even going to come up with material. I'll just freestyle, spit it out at you. Anyways, good morning. Hello, everybody.
Hold on. I will interrupt a little bit. I will back JSU for a little something. Yeah, for a guy that does not drink at all, he really pounded some drinks yesterday, and
that was water, right?
No, stop.
Title, I'm not even kidding. He told me he was going to drink one glass of wine, 3 glasses of water. That's what happened last night.
JSU can't even. Yeah, that was probably his plan, but JSU got sipping, and he couldn't fake that. Hey, for a guy that doesn't drink, he definitely slammed something. That show though yesterday, I mean that was very fun to watch.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
it was so much fun watching JSU get tanked on one glass of wine. A cup of wine, by the way. He didn't even drink it. He goes, I got to refill my cup of wine. My mom, I'm not even going to tell you the story. It was good. He's done tonight. So it's going to be great. Mom walks in. Why is that guy so angry? I'm like, hey, he's just a short person that he has a Napoleonic complex. I know a lot of people like that. I had one too when I was short in middle school. I hated everybody. I was angry. So it's all right. I'm coming after you today. And it was absolutely water. Good morning. We got baseball today. DC, backhanded compliment from DC this morning. That was kind of fun. Always down with that. Give me a little slate overview here because we're going to talk baseball. And when we get to 700 likes today, we'll give somebody some swag. So we're only 651 away. What's up, DC?
Not much, man. Yeah, another tasty early morning baseball slate. We got the Masters going on, of course. So we got just a full day of sports. Of course, NBA coming up later tonight as well. So you do love to see that. In terms of baseball, it's tough. I mean, we got the early morning show. We don't have lineups for most of these teams. And with the, most teams playing their second day game in a row, it can be tough a little bit to predict who's going to be in there, which will change things. But I will say this. We do have 2 of our RPS heroes, Corbin Burns, Jose Berrios, both pitching again after their own pitcher's duel on Saturday. I know pretty much everybody on RPS was on those 2 guys. It was the 2 pitching performances of the season so far. And 2 highest priced pitchers today, but we'll make it work. We'll find the value. And excited for another slate of baseball right here.
Yeah, just also wanted to add something, and I'm not even, JSU always busts my balls about Mangone and the host stuff. He knows I'm really good at what I do. And last night, I must say, Mangone much better than JSU. And this is not even a joke. I mean, it was just a horrible performance by the young man. I know people are laughing and saying it was all funny because he was drunk off of 1 glass of wine and then 4 cups of water. But JSU, let's face it, buddy, shit performance by you last night. Thank God Uncle T and Big T were in there. So, Title, your thoughts on today's slate? We got a Coors game with the wind blowing in, and you're part cash, part GPP.
Right? Title's a Coors expert, so this is the right person to ask.
Yeah, he's the Coors expert. What do I do with him today in tournaments? Not cash. He plays cash. You do.
Well, I play cash, so I'll cover it both. A 7-game slate. there's not very good hitting spots on the slate today. So Coors does stand out, even though it's not like the opening series with the Dodgers. I mean, that was a clear smash spot, great weather, great team. I mean, this isn't quite like that. In cash games, I still do like Coors. They're underpriced on both sites still. I mean, if Hilliard's in the 7-hole, he's only 2,500 on DraftKings. The Diamondbacks are very cheap on FanDuel. Story's in a very good spot. So I like them in cash games, but in tournaments, I'm going to be pretty chalky at pitcher. I'm going to stay in the upper tier. I don't think there's any need to go down and dumpster dive. We have Berrios, Corbin Burns, Lance Lynn, and then we'll talk about Erod. I know he was a question, or we were discussing him before the show, but he's a good talking point. I like paying up at pitcher, and I need to get different in tournaments. So I like going against Coors in tournaments and going back to the Twins, going with the Mets, going to one of other secondary stacks to get different that way instead of just dumpster diving pitcher.
Why are you laughing, Holden? Was it the chat? The chat that got you cracking up over there?
Yeah, I mean, somebody said something about your laundry. And they're like, you finally did laundry. Congratulations. Your mom did your laundry. Is there background to that, or is like you finally did laundry? So
no, I don't do laundry. I just, if you let a shirt sit for long enough, it'll kind of cleanse itself, and then next so you just put it back on. You pick it up off the floor. It's all good. So yeah, in terms of doing laundry, no, I do not own a washing machine. You don't need to do that. That's why I've been begging for RPS gear. I need some new shirts because I'm running out over here.
Well, you changed your hat too. The guy's like, you didn't change your hat. You changed your hat. So
I was trying to get it to match my shirt here. So I'm not a fashionista like you, Mr. Holden, but doing my best over here.
Look at this.
It's looking good.
I slept in this Kansas shirt last night, and then I started doing the show. So it's not like I'm doing anything. And then Title, do you still have that pink shirt that is on our website here, or is that dead?
No, I think I still have it. I'm not sure if it fits. I mean, it still might. I'd have to look after the show, but I think I do still have it.
Any chance you can wear that on the show just for fun? Come on, I make fun of myself all the time. Can't you wear that on next Tuesday?
If it fits, I maybe can come and throw it back on.
How would it not fit? How much bigger are you than you were in high school?
I mean, not too much bigger,
right,
but
good. We want the shirt.
Put on a couple pounds probably. Yeah, I mean, I'll try.
Yeah, wait till you're my age, buddy. Just wait.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I wasn't gonna say it. I'm not complaining, but I mean, the pounds still do add on.
Yeah, dude, what's wrong with sleeping in this shirt? I woke up, I left the shirt on, I did the show. It's not like you don't gotta put makeup on, you don't gotta put a suit on for this. You just you sleep in the shirt.
They're saying you're weird for sleeping with the shirt on.
No. Here's the
Which you are.
So my parents are in town, and my mom, they're from Florida. So they came out here, and I usually have the house at around 63, 64
Your
degrees.
parents are from Florida. That explains a lot.
Yeah, 63, 64 degrees. And that's great. Well, the heat here is on at 74. So last night I had to sleep with the window open. I don't have my own. I got this little blanket. It's like this big too. So yeah, I slept in a shirt last night. I usually don't sleep in a shirt. Give me a break. What are you guys, just totally nude sleeping out there? Give me a break, chat. You guys...
Sleeping in the nude is the only way to go. The only way to go.
What way?
Sleeping in the nude. You don't want the sheets.
Oh, I mean, first of all, I really wish I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable now. But second, come on, you got to throw some.
I'm just dropping the knowledge bombs on the people, man. I'm giving the pitching picks away, giving the sleeping attire away. What else do the people?
Usually these days I'm sleeping by myself.
The show should be behind the paywall.
Might as well throw some undies on, some tidy whities, that I've had for 30 years, the skid marks, put them on, go to sleep. What do you think, Title? How do you sleep?
Boxers usually with no shirt, but I think we should talk some pitchers.
Make sure you stop wearing boxers because your balls are going to hang down. They're going to get too long when you get older.
Well, sometimes I sleep nude as well. So
all right, now we can talk baseball. That's disgusting. I didn't need to hear about that, Title.
Definitely not with the shirt on. That's some psycho stuff. I would say that.
Yeah.
It was cold.
That's why you got blankets.
I only had one blanket. They got the rest of the blankets because it's only 74 in the house. All right. Anyways, let's get to the baseball already. Title, you and me are already off to the wrong start. All right. So I know DC was already on Berrios and Burns. So let's talk about those two guys, DC. Is that the combo you're going with today? Is paying up a pitcher on DK, the strategery, and who's your guy on FanDuel?
Yeah. It's not always the case. Like there's many slates where I recommend going cheap pitcher. I'm not a guy that's just like, slamming the two highest guys, hope for the best. But this slate, yes. Corbin Burns over Jose Berrios, on Saturday. I think it was Saturday, or maybe Friday. My write-up was basically like, there's almost no pitcher in the entire MLB who has the talent of Corbin Burns. Yesterday, I tweeted Corbin Burns might be the best pitcher in baseball, and that's like going too far, right? He hasn't proven it. It would be like saying, when LeBron James is a rookie, this is the best basketball player in the NBA. Of course, he's not there yet, but Burns is just absolutely incredible. He gets a good matchup here against a St. Louis team that hasn't been hitting at all. It's mostly right-handed. Like anyone that watched the pitchers duel between Jose Berrios and Corbin Burns saw the massive talent with these two guys. It's not, I don't know, like it's just so easy to look at a team total and pick the pitcher that's the biggest favorite, that pick the pitcher with the biggest strikeout total. It's not that easy if you want to find an edge in MLB DFS. For me, you got to get on this stuff early, and Corbin Burns is the man. Like he is the man. I'm telling you, watch this dude pitch. He's throwing a 97 mile per hour cut fastball, which is just absurd. Like he has pitches that nobody else in the entire world has in his arsenal. I think Corbin Burns is going to dominate today. I think he's going to dominate going forward. And until further notice, he's going to be on every one of my rosters that I make, including today. So, yeah, Corbin Burns is the guy. Jose Berrios right behind him. He looked incredible. Again, I'm a Twins fan. I literally when I lived in Minnesota, I drove to Cedar Rapids when Jose Berrios was in single A ball to watch him pitch. That's how big of a Twins and baseball fan that I am.
This is an amazing story. Thank you.
I've seen every pitch that Jose Berrios has ever thrown in his life.
You have not.
Yes, I have. And that was the best I've ever seen by far. So yeah, I'm just saying. Hey.
Yeah,
great. Come at me if you want, but I'm putting my foot down. It's a true story.
Lies.
Not a lie.
You've never seen every pitch this guy has thrown. There's probably games that he didn't even have.
All right, that was a lie. You're right. I haven't.
No, it was. Title, you've been uncomfortable. Title, you've been uncomfortable all morning. Why don't you talk about something you're comfortable with?
Well, first I see Big T in the chat. I gotta say hi to him. I gotta say hi to Courtney and Grayson, Big T's little kids. It was a lot of fun when I was over. Courtney, I hope you're still bouncing on the trampoline, having some fun. Grayson, you better still be getting those 200 shots up a day. Just glad you guys are watching. Good to hear from you guys. And then, going to this MLB slate up pitching. Like I said, I think we stay in the top tier. I'm only going to pitch 3 guys in tournaments, and that is the top 3 guys: Berrios, Burns, Lance Lynn. I actually have Lance Lynn above Corbin Burns and Berrios.
No, wrong.
Well, I do.
Wrong.
Well, hey, all right, let's do a little prop bet then. Which one you want to take? Which one you want to take?
Which one do I want to take? I think Corbin Burns, of course.
All right, yeah, we'll do DraftKings points, Corbin Burns, Lance Lynn.
This is like you versus Big T on the basketball court. That's how much better Corbin
Stop
Burns.
it.
Title, I'm on your side. Title. I'm backing you up right here. You got no stones to back me up, but I'm going to back.
This makes me feel a lot better that you're on Title's side.
I'm going with Corbin Burns.
Well, that's not my side.
No, I'm going the opposite so that you're right.
Hey, I mean, and I like.
I know what I'm doing here, Title. Okay.
I like Corbin Burns too, and I mean, I'm a big Brewers fan. Lance Lynn, I feel very comfortable. He's going to throw over 100 pitches. He's always has one of the longest leashes. He had a bad strikeout matchup last time against the Angels. Now he gets a better strikeout matchup.
No.
Yeah, I mean, are you arguing that point? I mean,
he's a fine play.
Yeah, I mean, we have our prop bet, but yeah, I have Lance Lynn 1. I like his leash. I like his strikeout upside in this matchup. I like his chance at the win a lot more than the other. I mean, Corbin Burns especially. I like Lance win percentage, win equity more because I do like the White Sox today. So yeah, give me Lance Lynn number 1, 2 and 3, Corbin Burns, Berrios. I don't have as strong of a lean there. I don't need to since I'm only limiting my pitching player pool to 3. However, in cash games, I do need to mention one other guy, and that's Erod. He's 7,900. He's going against Baltimore. He's going to get ownership on today's slate if you want to jam in more expensive bats on Coors. I know DC hates him today. I don't like him in tournaments, especially since he is going to get ownership. But in cash games, if you want to go higher bats and not go all the way up, I have to mention him since he will get some ownership. Other than that, I'm not going to waste your time talking about anyone else I'm not going to play.
We just got a question about the weather. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, it's kind of coming in from left toward first base at Coors Field today. We'll get into Coors Field with Title. He's the Coors Field whisperer. Don't worry about that. We'll see a little bit of rain in a couple places and some wind blowing in at Wrigley, but I mean, outside that.
Well, it is the white. I mean, because the White Sox. So we need to monitor the White Sox. I mean, we need to monitor a good amount of these weather spots. Actually, we'll be in Discord breaking it more down. It's too early right now. Like the White Sox, I mean, there's some late start risks, delay risk, maybe if they start on time. So Lance Lynn, I mean, there's a little concern there. There's a little concern I see. I don't know. I haven't dug into weather all the way yet. Or if you know DC more about it, it is something that we're
the only thing I'm concerned about. I think they get all these games in. The only thing
these games are going to be fine.
Of course,
the White Sox game I think is the only one I'm concerned about, and I think that's going to be at worst a late start. So
you think pitchers are fine? I do.
I wouldn't. Of course, we're going to talk about weather in terms of like hitting environments and all that stuff, but in terms of like getting a guy postponed or a pitcher pulled early, I really don't see that happening. So that's my read on it. You know, what was the first weather game? The Armand Marquez game, which I said it's going to be a late start, but it'll play, and that ended up playing just fine. That's what I see this slate going on as.
I see someone in chat, maybe new to MLB DFS or something, but if the game starts and then gets delayed, when they come back, you won't see your starting pitcher go back out. So that's why.
Typically that's the case. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if I wouldn't plan like. You don't want to risk that they might come back. I'm just saying, most of the time they're not going to come back if it's a delay and it depends how short the delay is.
But to your point, if the game is delayed at the start, the pitcher will always
correct.
The starting pitcher will still start and then go his normal distance as long as there's no delay in game.
All right. So we got Berrios and Burns out of the way. Title loves Lynn. I love Lamp. All right, here we go. You know what? DC is going to crush me for this one, and I'm looking forward to it too. So nobody likes rostering Eduardo Rodriguez. He walks a ton of people. He likes walking people. Here's my thing on Eduardo Rodriguez. Let's have a serious conversation here. The Orioles have struck out at least 13 times in 4 straight games. I mean, they're coming up on record territory. Nobody strikes out like the Orioles do. But then you got Eduardo Rodriguez. Sometimes he likes throwing strikes. DC, sometimes he doesn't. I said today, I'm going Eduardo Rodriguez. Title goes, he's going to be pretty high owned today. So that makes me kind of uncomfortable. Why is Eduardo Rodriguez a horrible play?
Where should I start? So one, the pitching environment is probably the worst on this slate. 70 degrees in Baltimore with wind blowing out to left field. That sucks. Okay. He's going to give up. I think he's going to give up home runs in the start, honestly. I get you with targeting the Orioles, of course, not a great hitting team. The bigger thing, though, is Eduardo Rodriguez himself. So he sat out the entire season of 2020. I think he had a COVID complication, tachycardia, I think it was. But anyway, he didn't pitch a single inning in 2020. Was doing okay this spring until he missed his last, I think, 2 turns in the spring rotation due to literally what the team said was dead arm. Like his arm was hurting and he couldn't throw hard. Now he's they've skipped his first rotation through the first 5 games. Yeah. He's making his first start today. I don't know. I would be surprised to see him go over. If I had to set his pitch count over under, I would set it at like 57.5 or something. I mean, and I think he will. He's not a guy that's like super efficient, right? I mean, you're not going to roster a guy that's that low anyway, but I don't know. I would be surprised if we got through 4 innings today, frankly. So you guys are saying he's going to be chalk. I hope
what
so.
Title was telling me. I'm actually surprised. Like if he's 20% owned, then I'm off him.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, cash games, I think he's over 20. Tournaments, I think he's probably. I think there's 4 pitchers that people are going to play. Lynn, Berrios, Burns, and
people are
Erod.
going to know this about. I mean, you click on his, like, I didn't need to click on it to know, but if you click on his name on DraftKings, it says he sat out with a dead arm. You want to roster a pitcher coming off his first start who has been missing time because his arm hurts?
I mean, people are
more right ahead.
People are more so doing it so they can get up to Coors Bass because he is a big price difference between the top tier guys. When you go to Burns, Berrios, you are getting the savings to get another Coors. But I will disagree. I mean, I think 50. I would definitely take the over 57 if he's rolling against the Orioles. I don't see him getting, if he's pitching 4 scoreless or 1 run or something, striking out 4 or 5 going in the 5th.
He won't be
57. I'm saying, yeah, you just don't think it's. I mean, you don't think that he'll do well even in his pitch count regardless. I think, yeah, I mean, I like targeting the Orioles. I like his price tag. In cash games, this is the case I'm making for. If we want to get Story and some of the Colorado bats, that's
cash?
turn. Yeah, cash game, he's in consideration.
Wow.
I mean, he's going to get
he's
ownership. All right.
Just saying he's not.
Do a 4-inning sim.
We'll disagree. We'll agree to disagree.
Yeah, it's fun disagreeing. And we don't have to agree
I'm
about
coming
it.
after you today, Title. I'm not holding back anymore.
I'm not. I don't know if I'm even playing
I know.
Eroding. But Lance Lynn, he is my favorite pitcher this slate. That's for sure.
Equally bizarre. You roster Lance Lynn and
I'm gonna roster Lance.
I'm
Lynn.
rooting for
I'll take
Title.
Burns and Barrios. We'll see.
You're starting to bother Title, DC. I work with Title a lot.
Title's about to fake like an internet outage and just sign.
We have hold on. What? We have $100 prop bet on Corbin Burns and Lance Lynn or what? DraftKings points?
Yeah, as high as you want to go. Yeah.
As high as you want to go?
Well,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Title, I'll throw another 50. Let's go 150.
It's up to you. I mean, 150. All right, there
you
you go.
want to go 150?
Oh yes.
50
yes,
and
please.
100.
Yeah.
There
All
we
right,
go.
DK points, Burns versus Lynn today. Correct?
Yep.
Are you joining me?
No,
Holden,
I'm
are you
totally
joining Title's
against you.
team?
I'm going with Title.
Oh,
Title's
this is
flustered,
just-
man.
This
Title's
is
a little-
absolutely.
I'm
you
not
got
flustered.
under his skin. He needs some help. And
I'm not
not
flustered
gonna
at all.
Title just wave out in the wind, okay? I'm
This
here
is
for
the-
Title.
This is the beauty of DFS. I mean, what, yesterday on the show, JSU, DC had disagreed about Boston. And I mean, JSU was right. Boston absolutely
course he was.
smashed. Well, it's baseball. I mean, can't go 100% anything.
Nah.
That's the beauty of disagreeing in DFS.
No, you just can't do it. You can't do it. So, anyways, Brandon McNair stack. Fine, stack against Lance Lynn today. Go for it. Me and Title, man.
I didn't go that far. I just said playing him over.
No. I heard you
Burns.
say stack against him.
I'm
He's
a Brewers
good.
fan.
Fine.
I'm a Brewers fan too. I watch Burns from. I mean, yeah, he's got good stuff, but
No respect for your man. You're taking
Anybody else?
I mean,
you're taking fat ass Lance Lynn over your man Corbin Burns, the best pitcher in baseball.
yeah, that's where I definitely disagree with that take.
Yeah, this
But
show did go off the rails, Captain.
what are you saying? What are you saying, Holden?
Captain said the show is going off the rails. I'm like, it is going off the rails.
Well,
You know,
pitching's already done. I mean, I got 3 guys I'm playing and the 4th that cash playable
Yeah.
fade in tournaments.
DC, here's what you got to understand. And JSU said, God, you treat Title like he's your son. I'm like, he's like a little brother, and I'm like his grandpa. You know, don't mess with Title, DC. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna have his back. All right.
I don't.
You're gonna be out $50, but sure.
All right, that's fine. But you bring JSU on here, I'm on your side. Big T, probably on your side. Uncle T, definitely on your side. Don't mess with Title. Don't mess with the Title, man.
Title could handle himself.
I don't know about that.
That's
Not
true.
so sure. Not so sure. Anybody else pitching wise, DC, that you can see here?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple more guys that'll beat
Okay.
Lance Lynn today. Tyler Anderson pitching in Pittsburgh against the Cubs. 23% swinging strike rate. He was a guy that I was pretty interested coming into the year, but he pitched his first game, if you recall, in the Wrigley Wind game, right, to open the season. So he wasn't really rosterable in that situation, but he was really good there. I used to like him when he pitched for the Rockies, but the problem was obviously that he pitched in Coors Field for a lot of his games, so he was never rosterable. 6,600 on DraftKings. Title, if you want another little prop bet here, I'll take Tyler Anderson, but I need points per dollar over Lance Lynn. You want that one too?
What kind of bullshit? You can't do a points per dollar
bet.
bet.
Yeah, you
can. Show? No, there are no points per dollar bet.
We got to go raw fantasy points.
There you go.
All right, I'll take it because the worst I can do is break even because Corbin Burns will beat Lance Lynn.
Yeah.
And then, I'll take Tyler Anderson over Lance Lynn too.
Title, you taking that bet?
Yeah, we'll take another 100.
Oh, I'm not backing you on this one. I can't do it. The other one I'm fine with. I'm not backing you on this one. Big T, by the way, is on Team DC. Okay.
Yeah.
He was talking about the Erod thing. Like, I'm not even on Erod really like
I'm not
that.
on him anymore if he's popular.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm making a case for someone. Yeah. That's what he was referring. I mean, maybe he's on the Burns versus Lynn too, but I saw him talk about the Erod.
Did you see where his daughter was in the room watching the show and waved to you and said, "Why isn't he saying hi back to you?"
That's why I said hi to her about the trampoline and stuff. Yeah,
I didn't hear that part.
You have the most selective hearing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat. It's very entertaining today, man. Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
I mean, Holden is like, we literally will spend like 20 minutes on shortstop and it'll be like, let's talk about shortstop next.
Yeah, I know.
It's true.
Do you like Corey Seager?
Get it together, Holden.
DC, are we done with pitcher or do we have anybody else to talk about today?
Yeah, let me recommend one more guy, John Gray.
Please do.
Yeah, John Gray in Coors Field will also be – no, I'm not going that far, but I do think he's an option. He looked phenomenal in his opener, throwing gas, missing bats, looked great against the Dodgers. I've always been a huge fan of him, and another guy that's dealt with injury, but he looked great in that first start. I expect more of the same. Arizona hasn't been hitting at all. I know it's Coors Field still, but hey, I'm going to this game. I'm going to Coors Field, and you'll be damn sure I'll have some John Gray in my lineups cheering on the Rockies.
So hold on. After listening to you, you said you were kidding and then you were serious. So you will have some John Gray or you won't?
I'm not going to predict him over Lance Lynn raw fantasy points, but I do think John Gray very much in play at 7K for sure. Okay. You'll see him in my lineups, no doubt about it.
We'll see John Gray in your lineups.
Absolutely.
Title. I mean, he just put one on a platter for you. Has he got a point?
I'm not playing John Gray today.
He didn't even go into it. He's just like, I'm not doing it. Since it's
Title can't play a guy when the air is a little bit thin in Coors Field. Can't play a pitcher.
All right. So Uncle T or Big T on the golf show last night's giving out like expired codes and stuff. He's like, bets 20. Yeah. Get bets is what it is. So get bets. And thank you, Captain, for putting some talking points in here in the chat for. I'm just gonna call everybody out that's wrong, that's doing me wrong. Okay. I'm sick of it. I've had it up to here. I didn't say that with much conviction though. So anyways, get bets. You get the DFS side, but then for first month you get bets free. So it's a great deal. Try the bet side too. Joey worked and JJ crushing baseball bets last night. I took the night off. So do that. Get bets is the code. Let's move on. We're only at 97 likes. It's because I probably said we needed 600. No, 200 today. 200, and we'll get you some gear. We'll get you some gear. And actually, what would be cool, DC, is if you wore, like someday you're gonna get some swag. Can you wear this for a couple of days, not wash it, and then we'll send it to the person that won today? Agree or disagree?
Agree. If I ever get any if I get a Run Pure shirt in the mail somehow, I will wear it 5 days in a row on the show, Monday through Friday. No question about it. It will never come off my body except when I'm sleeping. And we'll see. I'm kind of at this point doubting that it's going to happen, but if it does,
okay,
yeah,
I'll do it, DC. If you don't want to be a man of the people, I'll be a man of the people. I got a Run Pure Bets shirt that I wear. I promise not to wash it. And whatever stains or stuff on, I will take it off, put it in the mail, and send to today's winner. 200 likes, you get show worn shirt that I have worn before. What's wrong with that title?
No one's clicking the like button anymore. No one wants us short. No one wants your own shirt. Come on, Holden. We'll send him a fresh one.
All right, you'll get a fresh one and mine.
All right.
So, hitter now. I almost want to just get into stacks. So, guys, before we do anything with the hitters, I need to talk about Coors Field because Title's here. Title, what are you doing at Coors today? You're the Coors whisperer.
In cash, I like Coors today. Their prices are too low on both sides. There's a lot of affordable hitters. We don't have the lineups out yet, but for the projected lineups, there are going to be some cheap hitters that are hard to avoid in cash games. In tournaments, since I do like paying up for Berrios, Burns, Lynn, all three of them are going to have healthy ownership, and you have to get different somewhere else. So tournaments, I'm not going to have full stacks in Coors. I'll one-off a couple people, maybe some of the less chalkier options. I don't really want to one-off Trevor Story or something because he's going to have so much ownership. And then I like going to like the Twins. They busted yesterday as high ownership. I like going right back to them against the lefty and Gonzalez, who he wasn't very good his first time out. Hard contact. I like the righties in that matchup. Boston, I like Boston again against Harvey, who's no good. The Mets, which is pretty much a bullpen game for Miami. So I think there's some good secondary stacks in tournaments that I'll stack it up. And then I'm going to play Coors and cash, though.
You're playing Coors and cash. Don't mess it from there. Okay. Now, DC has some John Gray today. I like that. I like the John Gray call. But what about the bats from this game?
I will say I like the Colorado side more than Arizona.
Yes.
I will add that. Yep.
All right. So you got that. Is that where you are, DC?
Backing down already. You love to see it. Yeah. I do like the Colorado.
I have plenty of Arizona too.
Yeah, I'm on the Colorado bats, especially the lefties against Merrill Kelly.
Yeah.
Of course, you can go to both sides of this game. Did Ketel Marte get injured? I think he might have yesterday, but we'll see.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
so that's going to be out of the lineup.
Little boost to my man John Gray there. If you want to go super contrarian, I think you'll get him. I don't know, 2 or 3% ownership, like Kyle Gibson yesterday, 1% owned on DraftKings. If you were on the RPS Discord, you might have had him. Yeah, in terms of bats, we're talking stacks right now. Is that right, Holden?
No, I was talking about Coors Field. I mean, if you're going to try and derail the show, I'm not going to let it happen.
Yeah, you would never do that. Yeah, I'm definitely on the Rocky side.
You know what I was worried about, DC, honestly? I was like, maybe DC's not going to be open to busting balls. Maybe this is just Twitter shtick and he doesn't really want. Now we're talking. Now you're talking shit. And this is great to see.
I had to get warmed up, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy you're not just like keyboard courage. Now you're actually talking just right back, and I love it. But yeah, let's get to position by position. Okay? Settle down there, big fella. Settle down, DC.
Let's do it.
Go first. I mean, catcher, fine. Go for it. But what are you doing at catcher today? My boy Grandal, or is this a pay down spot?
Yeah, I think it's pay down today. It's pretty ugly. You mentioned Yasmani Grandal. I think he's a totally fine play against Brad Keller, who was for some reason popular. I don't mind going back to the Twins here. Mitch Garver hitting fifth. He looked awful yesterday, and frankly has looked awful all year and last year. So my Mitch Garver enthusiasm is waning, but I do like the matchup for him. And I don't know, like the Twins have a really smart front office that is super into analytics, and they obviously think Garver can still hit, right? They hit him leadoff yesterday. They're hitting him fifth. I kind of trust them a little bit there. So Mitch Garver, kind of my top option. Marco Gonzalez just gives up a ton of fly balls, a ton of home runs, especially when he's out of Seattle. Twins disappointed us yesterday for sure, but I'm going right back to him here against Marco. So yeah, Garver, the top option for me. And then, as always at catcher, spending all the way down is fine if you want to save the money. There's just not many high upside options, so I think that's a decent way to go. But Garver, the number one here for me today.
All right, so you're a little cashy there, Mr. Title. Who can you advise us today? And you know what? Before we even get into that, what are you doing against Matt Harvey? Are you feeling okay with some Boston bats?
Yeah, I mean, I want to focus on Devers is my favorite bat for sure in that game.
Well, what about
Hunter
Vasquez at catcher?
Yeah, how I approach catcher is I like just adding them. If I'm full stacking a team, I'll throw the catcher part of the stack because it correlates and I don't love the position. someone DC didn't mention that. I mean, we don't have the lineup yet, but if Dom Nunez is in the lineup against Kelly, that's a Coors bat. He's only 3.1K. It's looking like he's going to crack the lineup, the lefty. If so, 3.1K, I definitely like that price tag. Cheap exposure to Coors if you're going to do that for cash. I like Garver, like DC mentioned on both sites. He's only 2.4 on FanDuel still. If you're going to pay all the way up at pitcher, want Coors bats, I'm fine playing him at catcher, first base position. Other than that, though, yeah, it's either part of your stacks. It's Nunez at 3.1. If he cracks the lineup, always it's Garver up at 4.5.
Okay. And again, check out some of the lineups too. We'll get through those. There's just some different names in different places. So Garver is batting 5th today. We got Kyle Garlick bumped up to 2nd. That's just the Twins lineup right there. It's interesting when you get these back-to-back day games in April. And thank God they're doing this, because you play at night, it's 30 degrees colder. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, that's catcher, and we'll move on. Actually, somebody had something to say about title here. Joe's Madness quoted you and said, I like whole teams, not a certain player. Did he take that out of context? Or did you really say that?
I think he said that when we were talking, when you asked about Coors, and then I said in tournaments, I'm going to fade it. And then I picked some teams that I liked. Yeah. I'm not going to dive into every individual player when he asked me about the overview for Coors and tournaments. So we're getting into the players now. I just listed Garver, Nunez, or someone part of your stack. That is not a lot of guys.
We're done with catcher.
Yeah.
It's a boring position just about every day. 200 likes, guys, and you'll get some swag. I'm up at it today. And there's already 3 guys. Travis said he wanted all these guys want my shirt. I'm not washing it before I send it to you, but they do. They know what's up.
This guy in chat goes, Title loves Coors. Lol. Yeah, I mean, if you've listened to me starting last year, I mean, I'm probably the biggest Coors bull in the industry. Like, I really believe in the field, and I like what it does, but it is chalk always, and that's why I play cash. So, but yes, I'll love Coors anytime it's on the slate. Mostly.
There's a claim to fame. Nobody's higher on Coors Field than I am. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it probably is true. I'm not going to lie to the people.
Izzy, it is colder. DC can back this up. We're here in Denver. I mean, it's going to be 70 today. They play tonight. It's going to be in the upper 30s. Seriously, that's how it works out here. So yes, yep, Izzy, really,
absolutely.
That's how things work. And the East Coast too. I mean, it warms up during the day. It gets disgusting at night. And that's why they have all these day games in April. And I absolutely love it.
Especially in Colorado, though, because we have clear skies almost all the time. And then it's bright and sunny during the day. And then it gets cold as shit at night.
It's the desert. It's the high desert.
Exactly.
So DC, let's do some talking here at first base. Who is at the top of your list of targets? Let's go. Who is it? Who's your guy today? Christian Walker. You don't want to target John Grace. You're not going there. You going CJ Crone? You doing anything from Coors?
What I'm trying to do at first base is roster the 2 guys in one of the best hitters parks, not Coors Field, Camden Yards in Baltimore, against the guy whose arm hurts and has a dead arm. That seems like a pretty good spot to me. Trey Mancini, Ryan Mountcastle, both first basemen for the Orioles. Especially now that you tell me some idiots out there are rostering Eduardo Rodriguez. Give me these guys against well, apparently it's going to be a popular pitcher. I don't think actually people are that dumb. I don't think people are actually going to play Eduardo Rodriguez, but if they are, that gives Mancini and Mountcastle an extra bump. I would be on these guys regardless of ownership. I don't think people are going to go there. Mancini in particular, 4,500. He's my favorite first baseman.
I love the Orioles. I really do like. I mean, the organization, there's a lot of good people there. I really hope that they just flame out today. Now, tomorrow's show is going to be fun. It's going to be fun because you're going to be at least 0-2 with the bets that you made with Title, and hopefully you're wrong on this one.
I'll be here to take my L if it happens.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to go on a limb and say that Rodriguez is amazing, but he gets his 4 innings.
Hold it. Let me pause right there.
Today, and then you get them against the Boston bullpen, which is why it's a good reason to play them. Not because you're going against Eduardo.
The last time we really disagreed, Holden, I was on Nick Pivetta. You were on the Rays stack. Nick Pivetta threw 5 shutout innings. Yeah. I'm just throwing it out there.
What happened to your stack yesterday?
Yeah, they put up 3 runs. I mean, that's solid performance by the Twins.
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So go on. Anybody else at first base?
No, just stacking against JSURab.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Title. Yes, sir. First base. CJ Cron.
I mean, Cron and Christian Walker are going to be popular, though. That's the easy cash plays, especially Cron. 3.8 on DraftKings. I mean, he's going to be one of the chalkier options on the slate. You can always fade chalk in tournaments, though. Where I'd go if I don't go there, I mean, up top, Pete Alonso at 4.9K. I like the Mets today. Marlins bullpen isn't very good. I don't expect to see starter pitcher Nieder. I mean, he hasn't, he threw 8 innings last year. I don't think he's ever started. I'm expecting 2-3 innings, maybe max. I'll pick on this Miami bullpen. I like Alonso up top, homered yesterday. Miguel Sano at 4K. I don't love how he's in the 7 hole, but I expect his ownership to be really low because of that. A lot of power against left-handed Gonzalez. I like, just like DC mentioned, I like this Twins power. So I like Sano there. Yeah, I mean, Adruel Cabrera, he has first base eligible in Coors 2 at 4.2K. Always, like I said, they're in cash game consideration, but I like Alonso and Sano in tournaments.
All right, here's the Orioles lineup that's going to strike out 16 times today, but only 8 of those are coming against Eduardo Rodriguez in 4 innings. Mullins, Mancini, Santander, Mountcastle, Franco, Severino, Galvis, Ruiz, and Valleca.
I like all 9 of them.
Pat Valleca, really going to roster Pat Valleca today? By all means, go for it, dude. Get out of here with that. He doesn't play in Coors anymore.
I go back to catcher because I got Pedro Severino on my list now.
He is in the 6 hole. What's his price?
Yeah. I don't know. He's gonna have.
He was just being snarky.
He hasn't.
Yeah, he's 2-4 on DK.
But as much as you're messing around and you kind of do like the Orioles anyway, I mean, I've seen buzz on Erod across the industry. I don't know what the owner. I mean, I guarantee RPS isn't going to be on them since they're watching this show, so that'll lower some of the.
I'm not messing around.
No,
I really like the Orioles.
I know. I'm just saying that even for the leverage. If he is going to be chalkier because he has had buzz, like that's how you get leverage stacks too. Because Orioles aren't going to be owned. You like them anyway. I'm not going to do it. I'm higher on Erod than you. I'm just saying that picking on a chalk player, if that's the case, makes sense in game theory strategy in baseball.
Sure. Just to be clear, I know obviously we're having some fun and joking around on the show, but when I say I like a player, I mean it. You know, it's not like I will play John Gray. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not.
All right. DC just recommended Pat Valleca. I just want everybody to know that.
Yeah, I actually think he's a pretty good play.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, I hope you're wrong. I am just going to go off.
Well, he's definitely going to be wrong on Pat Valleca.
I'm wrong, I'll tell you listen, if I'm wrong, then he gives me shit, and I don't even care.
I got to make my Pat Valleca lineup right now, otherwise I'll forget for sure.
Yeah,
Pat Valleca's going to get a nice
I win no matter what. I'm in the driver's seat. The only thing I could lose is that $50 I backed with title, but that's about it. It's worth it.
And you got the wrong side of that. I mean, I got Tyler Anderson against Lynn too. I mean, Burns is a little toss up, but I'll take Tyler and I'll take Burns that other one. I mean, that one's a lot closer than Tyler Anderson, but we'll see.
Tall. I thought you were talking
good
about
action's good action.
That's fair.
Second base title. This is you, dude. Garrett Hampson's your boy today. Is that where you're going? What direction are you going? I'm looking all the way down today. You know who looks great, DC? Freddie Galvis.
What we should really do on the show next time is once we get the Coors Field lineup, Title can just read it off, both teams, and then he can go about his day. You can just sign off. Yeah, close the camera. It's all good.
In tournaments, though, that's not who I'm on today. But, I mean, people are listening for cash games. They have to know the good plays, and Coors is the good plays, whether you like it or not.
I'm going free money Freddie today. That's my one guy going up against Erod that I'm going with today. Second base, free money Freddie Galvis. Let's do it. All right.
Look at you, Holden. You're coming around on the Erod hate. I love it. You started the show. You're recommending Erod. Now you're recommending some Orioles.
There's certain guys that I have learned to play. Now, last night was Darren Ruff. That's Big T's guy.
All right.
Freddie Galvis, another guy. There's just certain guys you learn and you just play them when they're facing the opposite handed. So that's it. That's who we're going with. Title, please. Second base.
Yeah, I mean, the Coors bats, Hampson, he's 3.2K on DraftKings if he makes a lineup, whereas Rojas is 2.9 on FanDuel. Coors, they're going to be popular at every position. If I'm not going to list Coors, because there is Escobar, Van Meter, if he cracks the lineup. I mean, there's so many. Someone's going to crack the lineup at second. That's going to be the chalk. If you're not going there, I don't love the position. Jorge Polanco in the 1 hole against Gonzalez, getting pieces of that Minnesota team. Only 3.5K. I like that. Jeff McNeil, 3.4K in the 7 hole. Mainly just going to stick with Minnesota and the Mets if in tournaments because, yeah, I think they're the top 2 stacks outside of Coors for me.
All right. A couple guys are going with Pat Valaika today. I've seen it in the chat. They love Valaika. Boy, DC is just in for a big day. Big day today, DC.
I will say, too, Kiki Hernandez or Marwin Gonzalez on Boston, whichever one cracks the lineup. Kike, I mean, they both could as well. Kike at the 1 hole. If you want to, I mean, Camden Yards, if you want to attack Matt Harvey, can go there too. But Boston does fall below the Mets and the Twins for me in tournaments.
All right. 53 more likes. You get a RPS shirt. And I will throw in a show worn RPS shirt too. So you're getting 2 shirts. And I will send it out myself. I'm going to wait a month for DC for Big T to go to FedEx. You know, I'll go up there myself and send it out there. That's how serious I am about this. Are we done with second base? Yes. Shortstop time.
I don't know if DC talked about, or you're just locking in Valaika, DC.
I mean, he's locking him in. He's done.
Right. Yeah, so some Valaika for sure. Other guys, I'm at least considering if you need to pivot off the chalk Valaika. Pains me to say it. I hate to channel my inner title, but I do like both Coors guys, Josh Rojas, Ryan McMahon. McMahon, 3 home runs, obviously, a couple days ago. He looks fantastic, and I do like the matchup against Merrill Kelly. Jazz Chisholm, disappointed yesterday, but still pretty cheap, 3,300. You can play him at second or shortstop. And then, yeah, the guys at title mentioned, at least at this position, were pretty good plays.
Marwin's in the lineup here today for the Sox title.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, Kiki's at 1, Marwin's. Yeah, that's kind of what we expected. I think both are in play if you want to go Red Sox route. If you're making 20 lineups or whatever, you're going to want some Red Sox exposure, but I don't MME for baseball, and yeah, I like Mets and Twins more.
Okay, very good. DC, let's get to you on third base today. Your favorite? No, you know what? I don't know who your favorite player is, to be honest with you. You're definitely not going Arenado against your boy Corbin Burns.
No.
Can I interest you in a little Devers against Matt Harvey?
You can, yes. There we go.
Okay, good.
Yeah. You're batting one.
This is when you're supposed to talk
today.
about
him. Devers, I think, is definitely the top option. Has been slow to start the year, but not super worried about that. Obviously, the matchup with Harvey is a good one. Back to Coors Field, Ryan McMahon, I think, would be my second dude that I would roster. Man, beyond those two, this position looks pretty damn thin. Travis Shaw is okay, but he's priced up after a couple good games. I don't know. I don't see, honestly, a ton here. Obviously, we don't have all the lineups, but I'm looking at Devers and McMahon as my 2 top guys here right now.
Okay. Title?
Yeah, I mean, Devers is definitely my favorite spend up. Lefties against Matt Harvey. Sign me up for him. Escobar and Coors. It's not the best position. I mean, like Drupal Cabrera's in Coors. If Van Meter cracks the lineup in Coors. Outside of Coors and Devers, man, it's not a very good position at all. I'll probably just go to Devers, to be honest. I can't make a case for any of these. I mean, Jeff McNeil on FanDuel is third base eligible as well. I mentioned him at second, but it's a bad position. I think you eat some chalk here, which I don't love doing in baseball, but I can't make a case for anyone else.
Okay. Very good. Shortstop, Stories at the top. Trevor Stories at the top. We were just talking about what? We were talking about Jazz Chisholm. So he was in a couple lineups, or he was in 2 of my 4 lineups yesterday. I don't even remember how did Jazz Chisholm do? Not good. He did not have a good day yesterday. Oh, well. DC, third base. Let's do it.
That's the position we just talked about.
Yeah.
We could go over it again.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, Devers and McMahon.
Shortstop was what I was saying, really. I said third base, but I meant shortstop.
Yeah, you're all good.
It's a long night.
Yeah, I hear you. We haven't talked about the Mets.
Do you hear me, DC? Do you hear me? Was it a long night for you last night?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, boozer.
We haven't talked about the Mets.
I've talked about the Mets.
Okay, my bad. Title. I wasn't listening.
Yeah, why don't you listen, DC?
I'll hold that L. But Francisco Lindor, he's been a little bit disappointing so far. But Nick Nieder, I mean, this guy seems terrible, the starting pitcher for the Marlins. Yeah. Hasn't been good in the minor leagues. Has only 8 major leagues innings under his belt last year and was awful in all of those. So, yeah, I mean, Francisco Lindor, my top option. Again, not the best hitting environment in New York, but I think you can go to New York, to the Mets here if you want to, for sure. And Lindor, I have him a little bit over Trevor Story, honestly, on the slate. So, Lindor, my top option at shortstop.
So are you targeting Neidert today, Title? Any interest there?
Targeting who?
Neidert.
Oh, yeah. I like the Mets. McNeil, Alonso. I like Lindor at 4.7K. I'd rather one-off him than I would Story or something in Coors since the ownership.
Yep, for sure.
This Lindor price sticks out a lot. I think he gets right. Probably homers today. I love this spot for him. So definitely him. Josh Rojas, he's shortstop eligible too, part of that Coors game. The Pirates are cheap. I don't want to full stack the Pirates against Arrieta today, but like Kevin Newman's 3.6. They had a couple other pieces in that lineup too. I'll have to pull it all the way up. I think they make for an interesting, very low owned mini stack because they're cheap fillers too. If you want to pay all the way up at pitcher, he's a shortstop eligible. Jonathan VR is in the 6 hole. He's 3.1K, third base and shortstop eligible, getting exposure to the Mets as well. So yeah, that's probably where I'd go. Lindor, VR, or you're going to a Coors and Rojas or Story if you're going chalky and cash.
All right, very good. I don't even remember if DC talked about this, but it doesn't matter. We'll just move on to outfield. You did too, didn't you? Now that I think about it.
Let me say, so no Josh Rojas in the lineup for the Diamondbacks. No.
Oh, it came out?
I'm riding this John Gray train today. I'll be honest.
Yeah. You're riding John Gray train. Hey, you better start him, Title. That's all I'm saying.
Do you see I don't see the D-backs lineup out yet, do you?
Yeah, it's out yet. Lucastro, Van Meter, Walker, Peralta, Smith, Escobar, Vogt, Perdomo, and Kelly. If you haven't heard a lot of those names, it's because they're not very good hitters. Give me some John Gray.
John Gray today. Title, you can't do it though, can you?
I'm definitely not playing. I'm playing 3 pitchers.
You're playing 3 pitchers
in tournaments. There's 3 pitchers that I would be 100% to. 4 pitchers if you're counting Erod for cash game consideration, but we're not going back down that road.
I don't know if Harold Booker's Harold, you're in the chat. Are you a subscriber? Can you please tell me in the chat? This has a lot to do with what I'm going to say to you. Okay. Are you a subscriber? Yes or no? That's all I need to know. You better be one if you are one. 44 likes away from 200 where you get the shirts. If we don't get it, big deal. And then the other thing is get bets. So that's the promo code now. If you haven't already signed up, I don't honest to God, don't know what you're doing, especially on the bet side. Snyder's been killing the golf bets. I think it's got to be like 6 of 9. He's picked the winner of the tournaments. It's pretty amazing stuff. So I'm all over the bet side too. You sign up, get bets, pick the elite plus bets option, and then you get the DFS side, and then you don't have to pay for the bet side for the first month, which is pretty amazing. So I love it. Solid picks and Title. How are you looking at that lineup and say you aren't playing Gray? How can you not do it today? They're just shocked that you're actually taking a stand on this.
I mean, if you look at the price differences between the top pitchers and the bottom pitchers, and then you look at the prices for the hitters today, it's really easy to build a lineup where you don't need to go and just punt pitcher. And why would I go there when I like Lynn, I like Burns, I like Berrios in Coors, which I never really roster a pitcher. I like both sides of that. I mean, and Gray, I'm not even sold on Gray that he's back to what he was 2 years ago with the strikeout stuff yet. He used to be a pretty solid pitcher, good strikeout stuff. His strikeout numbers dipped a lot. I don't believe that it's fully back yet. I need to see more of a sample size than a couple weeks. I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't believe you there, and that's why we're going against it. I mean, John Gray. I'll even say I couldn't imagine rostering John Gray on the slate. Like, you couldn't pay me to roster John Gray on the slate. That's all I'll say.
DC, seriously, where are you finding this lineup, man? Like,
yeah, I still don't see the lineup.
I don't think you're reading the right lineup.
Well, I'm on a site called baseballpress.com.
Okay. And they have today's.
I mean, they have the lineup out. I don't know.
I've looked.
They're wrong, but
Yeah, I've looked.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll get it. I
I didn't make it up. It's up on my screen. So
Okay. Can you read it off just so I have it?
I already did.
Can you do it again?
Castro, Van Meter, Walker, Peralta, Smith, Escobar, Vogt, Geraldo Perdomo, who I've never heard of.
Geraldo Perdomo, yes.
Merrill Kelly, their pitcher.
Okay.
Very intimidating.
Yeah.
There's no way John Gray can succeed in when there's less molecules in the air against this lineup.
Okay.
I couldn't imagine playing John Gray on this slate.
Well, it'll beat Lance Lynn, so there you go.
Steve Boynton, settle down, Stevie.
Do we want to get a third bet going? John Gray, Lance
I'll
Lynn's
triple book you against Lance.
I'm not taking that
I
one.
got John Gray,
I'm not
Tyler
taking that
Anderson,
one.
and
You're on
Corbin.
your own.
All right, 100 apiece in all of them.
100
at least.
apiece.
Yep. All right.
And 50 on the first one for me. So you got 150 on the first one.
There we go. I'm not gonna be able to pay my mom rent this month. It's rough.
Well, Glendale's a nice. I mean, come on. I probably shouldn't have said what part of town you're in, but I did on accident anyway. You're in a nice part of town.
Well, that's why she charges so much.
That's right. You're in a nice part of town. That's what you said you were doing. All right. So outfield is our last position that we got to get to then. Nelson Cruz against the left-hander. Can I entice either one of you to roster Nelly Cruz at 4.2 on DraftKings today?
You can indeed. I bet both of us.
Yep.
Title?
Definitely. I like going right back to the Twins, and people aren't going to want to go back to them after what they did yesterday. It's just how people work in MLB. So definitely like Nelson Cruz again.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal at all. I mean, so they had one down day, and Nelson Cruz still hit a home run, didn't he? He almost had two days ago. He just crushes. He's going against the lefty. Who else do you like at outfield here, Title?
Yeah, so cheap options. There's a lot of them. We got Kyle Garlick in the lineup in the 2-hole, 2.4K. Still like going there. Hilliard, if he cracks the lineup, 2.5K in Coors. He'll be one of the more chalky options on the slate. Garrett Hampson in Coors, if you want to do that. Peralta, Coors, all the Coors guys, but some guys that aren't Coors. Michael Conforto, he's 3.6K on DraftKings, right in the 3-hole in the Mets or heart of the order. Love going there. Nimmo is only 3.4K batting leadoff. The Mets are my favorite tournament stack. They're not expensive. Definitely going to keep going there. As far as the other guys, I brought Byron Buxton at 4K in the 4-hole. I like going right back to him. Jock Peterson, 3.8K on DraftKings. He's 2.3K on FanDuel. We haven't talked too much about the Cubs. He is in the 5-hole. If you need as a punt, I'm fine. I don't love it as much now that I think about it. And then Hunter Renfroe is, if he cracks the lineup, I like Hunter Renfroe against Harvey and his power.
See, Harold Booker is one of the freeloaders here. I can't stand you. I play small stakes, so I can't afford to sub, but I watch the video. Hey, he listens to your pods, DC. Give Harold a shout out. He's trying to make me feel bad about him because he plays low stakes, but too bad.
Hunter Renfroe isn't in the lineup, by the way.
He's not. Get a subscription, Harold Booker, you punk.
I appreciate you, Harold. You're our lone listener. And you keep the pod going,
You have more than one. Why don't you plug your pod? People listen to it.
Yeah, you can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever pods are found. Search Run Pure Sports, and you'll find me on air every Monday through Friday.
Harold, next time you go to the bathroom, I hope you fall in the toilet. All right, what were
Verdugo instead of Renfroe. I just checked the lineup again. So that's the Boston outfield that I would like instead. Verdugo.
All right. Very good. Very good. DC, Nelly Cruz. Can I interest you in nobody else, really? Nobody else I like in the outfield. So tell me who to play.
Yeah, Nelly Cruz. He's a good play. The rest of the Twins, Garlic back in the 2-hole, Buxton in the cleanup spot. I literally liked almost every Twin outside of, I would guess, Max Kepler and maybe Luis Ariz. He's just too expensive. Other guys I'm looking at, Christian Yelich finally had a good game last night. I've been kind of banging the drum that he's back to being a truly elite player. 5,200 against Wainwright. I like that quite a bit. Yeah, no problem with Verdugo. He's been just awful to start the season, but I still got some faith there, especially against Matt Harvey. Going down a little bit further. I'm like these Pirates bats a little bit. They disappointed the first time out against Jake Arrieta, but I do not have faith in Arrieta to repeat that performance. So I'm looking at Gregory Polanco and Brian Reynolds as cheap options, both in the low 3Ks. Don't see much below them that I'm interested to this point. Pavin Smith, if you are, for some reason, a John Gray hater, hitting 5th for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's 2,900. I bet he'll be a popular play by the end of the slate.
All right, cool. I think we got through everything. I like this. We got stacks. We got plays. I don't even need to go to title, though. Come on. Give me your stack. Let's go title.
Well, I don't mention I'm not playing Coors. The stacks are for tournaments. Obvious cash one is Coors, so I'm not mentioning them part of my stacks. I'll go Mets 1. Mets 1, Twins 2, and then Pirates is my mini stack for 3. Pirates are really cheap. And yeah, I mean, they got Polanco, they got Reynolds, like you said. I like Newman for his price tag. So yeah, Pirates is my 3rd for very cheap. I'm paying up at pitcher, so you need the value bets.
All right. What do you got, buddy? What do you got, DC?
I agree with all of those, but my number 1 stack today, no doubt about it, the Baltimore Orioles. Eduardo Rodriguez. Give me these dudes against the man who's got the dead arm. That seems like a pretty good spot to me. So I'm going with the
Yeah, I'm going back to the Twins today. That's my stack. Going up against a nice lefty. Nelly Cruz. I mean, he's not the only one you got to play. Just roll them all out there. Roll Buxton out there while you're at it. Roll whoever you want. All the Twins are just going to be great plays today. Just play them all. Garlic up top. You play a little Garlic. You can go with Polanco at the leadoff spot. Kepler. Everything. Just play them all. That's my stack of the day. Play of the day. Title, what's your play of the day in baseball? What do we call that?
The SO is, I mean, we didn't really call it stuff. I thought we were just doing a dong of the day kind. I don't know. You're the host.
I didn't even know we were doing a home run of the day thing. I mean, that's just like good luck finding the home run of the day. You can bet it. Like if you bet it, fine, go for it. But
yeah.
Give me one name. Your favorite play of the day. Pitcher, hitter,
I want to do a really low owned or lower owned.
Fine, do it. Do what you want.
Yeah, give me Jeff McNeil in the 7 hole for the Mets.
All right.
I love the Mets in this spot. I like Jeff McNeil, hits the ball hard, has power in the 7 hole. People don't go down and play the bottom half of the order. So Jeff McNeil, SO play of the day.
Oh, SO play of the day. Now the mom's basement play of the day. We're not going to get a graphic because Simon has other work to do. We have the captain in here today. The captain he doesn't give captain the graphics. So I'm not ripping captain at all. I love captain, even though he's the massive troll on my Twitter. But DC, mom's basement play of the day. Who is it?
A lot of options. Going low owned here. I'll go, as always, 1 pitcher, 1 hitter. Actually, I'm going 2 pitchers. Tyler Anderson and John Gray both outscore Lance Lynn. And for hitter, Pat Valleca hitting 9th for the Orioles. You can't go wrong there.
You're taking Valleca.
But also a serious one, Trey Mancini for the Orioles is going to go yard today.
I love some Trey Mancini. You can't say it. You cannot besmirch the name of Trey Mancini on this show. I honestly just love the guy. I think he's absolutely amazing person. I mean, if I said Nelson Cruz, it doesn't count, does it? Like, am I allowed to say? I mean, I know I'm the host of the show, but I'm going to ask you, am I allowed to say Nelson Cruz, or is that too big?
You got to name the only player that you've talked about today, so go ahead.
All right, Nelson Cruz it is. Edible play of the day. You need it. It's great. I don't care. All right, we're done. 164 likes. We've never gotten to 200 on this show, though. It's the baseball. Even when we had like 2,500 watching the first show, I don't think
we definitely had over 200.
Huh?
On that show, we had over 200. Yeah. Definitely. I think we had over 3. I think we had 3 something.
I think Megan Cohen was the host that day.
See, I knew. Okay. I'm done. Usually I can take it, but I got to save some up for JSU later today. JSU, you're done on the show today. You're getting completely roasted. Now that is a premium show. If you haven't signed up, check it out. Get bets. You'll get our side on the DFS, plus you get the bets one for the first time, okay? For the first month, you'll get the bet side. And then we've got the Wood Show. Tyler, are you on the Wood Show today?
No, Monday, Wednesday is basketball. Tuesday, Thursday is baseball.
And what time is that Eastern time? Because I don't know what Eastern time.
Yeah. 5 Eastern is most of it because baseball is usually 3:45. So 5 Eastern for the hardwood show. And you guys come in at 6:15 Eastern.
All right, 6:15 Eastern. So title, Coors, DC, Orioles, me. Who did I pick? Twins.
Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, Nelson Cruz.
And I'm Mets, not Coors. We're talking tournaments.
See, got it exactly.
I'm
like
always
Coors
Coors.
was.
You just
Exactly
Coors
like
is Coors is a given.
Yeah, maybe I should. All right, I'm gonna go drink some coffee. I'm gonna go wake up. No one gets my shirt. No one gets a free shirt. Doesn't even bother me. Big deal. Title, take us out, buddy.
Yeah, it was. Thanks for hopping on, listening to the show. DC and I disagreed on pretty much everything possible. So you pick your side. Pick DC. Pick mine. Hey, we got our conviction.
Title.
It's MLB.
Title.
All right, I'm getting rushed, so it was fun.
No,
Coors.
you're not getting rushed. I'm just saying title. Title. I'm rooting for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got a fan base, maybe. I don't know. But hey, we put our money where our mouth is. I'm excited. Day baseball, nothing better. Then we got some NBA later, so I'm excited.
Now you're supposed to take us out. You brought us in. Take us out.
Yeah, for DC, for Holden, for Erod is a bad play. Might get some ownership.
Captain.
Go Lance Lynn for captain in the studio. Keep running pure.